Hey out there, it's Johnny. It's Wednesday night, and guess what we're doing? Our Facebook Live, of course. How are you tonight? I'm just finishing getting things set up, but hello, how are you? So, give me just a half a second. We're going to be creating with tape tonight. Yes, really. If my page will load here. Just waiting on a couple of details. Of course. There we go. Who's on with me? Say hello. Somebody is. All right. Let's see. Hold on just a second. No, I wasn't leaving. But guess what? Hey, Jude, how are you? The dog needed out. What a surprise, right? So, all right, so for tonight, I am doing a new technique. I don't know if you guys have seen it, heard it, whatever. And I'm going to adjust this just a tiny bit. So hold on for just a second here, because I'm a little bit far away. So give me just a half sec. So, am I here? No, I've been running around all day, Jude. That's why I'm kind of lost today. I will be honest with you. I've done like 70 miles and stayed pretty much in 29 Palms. So, yeah. It's been a long day. I did go up to Yucca and get Tara. So, yeah. But, no, I'm not completely here. But it'll be okay. So, I'm just making sure everything's recentered, because I had it like halfway up the table and I was having a little bit of a hard time reaching. So, we will get there like everything else. Alright, so, okay. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, so I've got some of the new paper from the new suite. Yes. Okay, hope you recognize it. Got it? I've got early espresso, as well as the new color, Grapefruit Grove, Yahoo. And tonight we're going to be doing the technique I typed about yesterday. Gosh, it was only yesterday. And it's this tape technique. Tape technique. Yes, really. So, that's what we're doing in live tonight, and we're going to finish a couple cards right after I take my sweater off, and we're going to get going. And what else? I was going in and out. Because I had to let the dog out, so I was probably walking away from you. So, you know, life happens, and it always seems to happen as soon as I hit play. Everybody keeps saying that it's God keeping me humble. I say it's just life, but hey, whatever, you know? Whatever be the case. Alrighty, so for this technique, you're going to need tape. Oh my goodness, right? And you're going to need a stamp, and you're going to need a mat and something to put it on. Okay? So, guess what I've got here? I've got Beautiful You, and I'm picking the more narrow one because it fits in my tape. Okay? Pretty simple. Okay? And you're going to think, oh my gosh, this is so simple when I show you how to do this. Alright? So, I am grabbing some masking tape. You want to make sure when you're doing this I'm so glad I'm fine now. I don't know. We'll get there though, won't we? So who else has joined me? It says there's 2 on. So, the masking tape, you want to make sure it's longer than your piece of cardstock is. Okay. See how it's going to be longer? Okay. So I'm going to put that on the edge of my table because I was just showing you. All right. So what we've got, actually I want to work on my background first. And I don't know if you guys remember how to do this, but you do all kinds of little tiny bits. And I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just doing, but it's called the faux leather technique. So you just basically tear little strips of masking tape. Do you remember this, hun? This was from a long time ago. I don't know if you remember or not. Anyways, but you tear all kinds of little bits of tape. The littler the better, because then you'll have better texture. Okay, that's where that one went. So, and you're gonna tear. And you're going to tear, and you're going to tear some more, and you're going to tear some more. I'm only doing this little bit, but you see how this, I mean, this is something easy you can do in front of TV when you're watching, but it is a little bit tedious. So you want to make sure that whenever you do it, you've got a good 15-20 minutes on your hands. If you wanted to do like the whole thing, okay? So I'm gonna grab just a little bit more of this because my fingers are about done. But, so you just kind of layer it. And this is gonna become like a faux leather, and we'll show you in just a second. Well, I'm gonna do it real quick, Jude. So, you should be able to follow it when, after tonight. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to layer this up and make a background. Ugh, come on, come on. My fingers are getting super sticky. And what you do is you ink it how you want to. And then you grab a Versamark pad, and you grab some clear embossing after you've inked it how you want it, and you grab some clear embossing and you emboss it, and that makes it look like leather. Okay, so you just keep tearing this and doing this and going. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So, hey, by the way, Relay for Life is this weekend. I had no intentions of going until they said that they were getting a guy to sell funnel cake. So I might have to go see Joel perform at the Luminary Lap, which I think is at 8 o'clock. So I can get me some funnel cake. Because the last Pioneer Days, they didn't have somebody, at least that I found, that was selling funnel cake. So I really kind of missed out. We'll just say. Not that I need it, but I need it, if you understand me. I'm also going to be up at Palm Vista Elementary School for their color run this weekend. Not that you want to run the color run, but if you need cards or anything else, then come by. I'll be there from like 7:30 in the morning till like 11 or noon. So feel free to come by if you would like. All right, so the next step for this guy is you just rub some ink until it's the right shade and the right color and the right texture and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, if you don't like how it looks, you add masking tape to it until it looks the way it's supposed to. Whatever that means, I don't know. Because for everybody's brain, it's different. Yes, my dog is outside if you don't hear him barking. So, he has learned to push the screen door open. So I often find him outside when I thought he was inside. So that is on the list, short list of things to fix. Because I didn't realize he could push it open. He kind of headbutts the door, and if it moves, because the latch doesn't always work, then he proceeds out. And it's so much fun. So, there's never a dull moment in this house. You guys should know this by now. Alright, so we grab our Versamark pad. And you could do this one of a few ways. Personally, I'm going to do it by sponge because it's not covering the whole thing. And I'm just getting my embossing powder made clear. It does say clear. Okay, clear embossing powder ready. So this is my same sponge, and I'm just going to flip over sides. And I'm going to dip into my Versamark. And I am just going to dab where I want the embossing powder to stick. Now it'll stick a little bit because of the tape, but if you want it to stick, then you need to put your ink on there. My gosh, my words are not flowing tonight, but that's okay, right? Am I forgiven? All right, so thump that a couple times. So that's what I have here. And I'm just going to pour this back in so gently. How I fit all this in, I don't know, because it's not fitting back in. Where'd I put the lid? For some reason, it's not all fitting. So, oh well. Alright, so I've got my heat gun on an extension cord here. Oh, let me cap this before I do more. Alright. And then we just heat it. So if you haven't done embossing yet, wet embossing that is, you take whatever kind of pigment ink and you stamp with it, or you stamp with it after in this case. And then what you do is you sprinkle the powder on as fast as you possibly can so it sticks. And then you heat it. And that melts the crystals and gets everything nice and ready to go. So this is what I'm looking at so far. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it went from kind of a chalky look to a tiny bit shiny. So I'm just going to finish this up here. Come on, come on. So anyway, so there's a color run this weekend, and then also the funnel cakes are at Relay. So we might just have to go to Relay and pitch a couple bucks into the pot so we can get a funnel cake. Just saying. Or saying, I don't know. So that's what I am thinking though. Alright, so that is the leather technique. If you wanted to look darker, then you would put more ink on it. Okay, so just one of those things. Let me get, I have got embossing powder everywhere. Oh well. Alright, so with that, now that I am done with that, in theory at least, right? Okay, so I've got that going on. And what I think I'm going to do is just lay this lady right across here and then probably die cut it out. So what we're going to do is bring this into field of vision for you guys, grab our StazOn, and I've freshly inked this, so hopefully it shows and everything else. But you're just going to ink your stamp and quickly before it dries, because you can't rejuvenate stays on, remember? You're going to lay this down, okay? And once you lay it down, don't let your fingers pick up the tape and reposition it. You want to kind of squish it down on here so the ink transfers, right? Because that's the goal. Okay? And so I'm going to grab my mat and I'm going to peel this up. Can you guys see this? I'm not sure if I'm off the camera. All right, so here's what transferred over. Kind of cool, right? And I'm just going to stick this right on top here. So to get the full effect, kind of a cool thing, right? To get the whole thing, I'm going to die cut it afterwards. But I have one more that I want to show you before I pull the die cut machine in, okay? So it's just something different. Kind of cool, at least I hope. Oh, now I'm all sticky though. All right, so I've got a piece of shimmery white. You can also do it with whisper white. Where'd my stamp go? Hello. You can also do it with whisper white, okay? And I'm gonna ink this guy, actually. I wanted to make sure my tape was started. So I'm gonna ink this guy up really good, again, okay? And I'm gonna grab my tape, make sure it's long enough to go across your entire sheet of paper. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick this down adhesive side down. I know, it's totally like backwards of what we are normally thinking, right? And then we're just gonna peel off. So you can see the image is transferred, right? And if you want to work on a silicone mat, you can do that as well. Okay. So I just glued it down to the mat. Of course I did, right? Okay. So I'm just going to tuck the corners. So this to me, remember the glaze that we had? This to me kind of makes it so you don't have to do that glaze anymore. Kind of cool, right? And so what I've done is I've pulled out my my alcohol inks, my Stampin' Blends. And what I'm going to do is, after I die cut this, is just color over top and it'll make it look like it's glazed. Kind of a cool thing. So hold on a sec, let me go get my dies. I did not have enough room to keep everything within arm's reach. Sorry about that. So we're just going to run these through really quick. I've got my stitched shapes oval. Now that one is a tiny bit, the tape is a little more narrow. So if that bothers you, you'll want to pick a different die. Personally, I'll figure something out and make it work. Or maybe that's the one that doesn't make the block. I don't know. Make the cut. We'll just see how it goes. I don't know. Alright, so I've got that one. And I've got my leather-ish one. Which if I cut this the way I'm planning on, guess what? I'm going to lose most of it. So I think... That's okay because I don't exactly like how it came out. Details, right? My favorite one, honestly, is the clear one. I like the clear tape one the best. So we're just going to run this through real quick. But my main focus is going to be on that clear one. Okay? So, come on. Alright. So kind of cool, right? I hope. Okay. So here's my clear one. And it would help if I put the die up. Yes, I know. I'm gonna get there, I promise. Alright. So I'm gonna run this through. And then I'm going to move this whole big old clunky machine because, well, hello, it's big and clunky, right? And it takes up everything. So hold on just a second. Let me get up. Okay, now that I have room again, yahoo. All right, so I'm actually going to take my original one just because it's a little bit cleaner and a little bit lighter. I don't know why this smeared, but it did. So I'm grabbing my alcohol inks. Another reason to have these lovely inks. And I'm grabbing, let's see, dark cherry cobbler. Okay, and I'm grabbing the fine tip side. And I'm just going to dab her lips. I'm just putting a tiny, teeny tiny bit of color. Okay? And then I'm going to grab, comment and say hello if you're here. So, and then I'm going to grab, I think I'm just going to do a light blue for her little sun hat. Okay, so this kind of gives a watercolor effect. You got to leave it for a couple minutes to dry, but it's kind of a cool effect. If you like this kind of look, not everybody does. So, you know, to each his own, right? But it's something different to do. So I think that's all I'm going to color on that, believe it or not. Actually, no, I need to do some Calypso Coral because I gotta tie it in. That's pumpkin pie. Where's my Calypso Coral? Because I want to tie it into this grapefruit. I wish we had grapefruit, but not yet. I have to be patient, right? Alright. So I'm just gonna grab some Calypso Coral and I'm gonna do some watercolor. It's kind of a cool effect, don't you think? I don't know. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I like it. Just because it's way different. Okay. So we're going to do that. Kind of let it dry for a second. And I'm going to trim up my mat here. Just going to move that to the side so I can get things rolling here. And I'm going to do a tall and skinny. So I'm actually going to cut my tall side first. And the reason for that is, let's see, I'm going to do an inch in. Because I don't want to have this be the main mat. I want to have a piece of black or something behind it. So. Alright. Alright, so I've got my piece of black here. And I'm just gonna, let's see, I did an inch in, so let's do a ½ inch in. Make sure your blades are sharp when you're cutting, otherwise you'll get those fuzzy, nice fuzzy edges. Okay. And while I'm doing this, I'm also letting my coloring job dry. Okay. So you're always going to fold in the valley. You're going to fold up to create a mountain. Okay. If that helps you. So you don't get cracks and bumps. Okay? So we're going to grab our snail and we're going to glue this down. I got some fuzz along that edge. I got to check my blade talking about that, right? Okay. And I'm going to grab some of that new designer paper and I'm going to grab one of these pearlized doilies. A lot of the things in the catalog you're going to notice are pearlized because it's 30-year anniversary. And if you notice, with 30 years guess what? Guess what is the gem for 30 years? You would guess it. Pearls. So, okay. All right. So we're just going to run that to the side here. And I'm going to grab my scissors, which I forgot my actual scissors that I normally use are all gunky right now. So I'm just going to grab a different pair. I still got a couple little pieces in here, don't I? Can't have that. These are pretty easy to pull out, especially with the metallic side, because things don't tend to tear as much. So, alright, so I'm just going to cut this in half. Okay, so I can pull it and make it look like an oval. Okay, so I'm just going to do this here. I guess I could have left it a circle, but I just wanted it to look a little different. So, anyways, maybe I'll do it like that. That's kind of different looking. All right, now that we've got that situated, so I'm just going to run my snail across it and not glue it to my grid. Okay. And we're going to grab here. And we're going to grab here. This is why when you're doing your adhesive, you want to pick one side to do your adhesive on so you don't have sticky stuff all over your entire mat. Okay? So I'm just going to grab my dimensionals and hopefully this is dry. Yep. Yay! And I'm going to grab a couple of these guys. I really want her to stick up. So, not be stuck up, but stick up. So I'm going to grab 4 of them. And I'm going to try to peel these guys off. Okay. And I'm just going to grab that. And that is my card. Kind of cool, right? So Jude, I hope that helped you refresh your memory on, that really bugs me when the fuzz is there. Anyways, I hope this refreshes your memory on how to do the leather and maybe some new techniques on what to do with the tape and different things. So, I hope this helped you tonight. I'm glad you stayed with me. And if you have any other questions or anything else or want to contact me, follow me on my blog. It is www.stampingwithjohnny.com. Thanks so much for joining me tonight and have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.